Good morning. I look really rough because I had a really long night, and honestly I was crying quite a bit about it, but I kind of just wanted to talk about how I felt during the time and my experience of this topic. But first, I wanted to do a get ready with me while I talk about life, I guess. And I've always seen people do that, and I want to try out for myself as well. But yeah, I need to grab a mirror real quick. Right now I'm just currently in my pajamas, so last night I made the decision to tell my parents about my boyfriend. And the reason why I did this is because I don't think anybody likes to hide anything from their parents or not tell them something an important part of your life. And I think having a boyfriend for me is an important part in my life. And I'm really close to both my parents, and it's been really weighing me down that I haven't been able to tell them yet. And so I told them that I was going out with my boyfriend and that I'm dating someone right now. And they had a lot to say about it. At first, when I told them, they were very shocked about what I said, because at first I also misused the Korean words and missaid some stuff because I was so nervous about telling them that I just messed up on my words, because my parents were pretty strict with me growing up. I always had the typical Asian parent stereotype, oh, don't date until later, or if you don't get all A's, if you don't get anything above a 98, then it's not good. Or I played violin. I had a very strict bedtime when I was little, and I didn't get my first phone until I think I was either in 8th grade or 9th grade. And then gosh, my face is really swollen from all the crying I did yesterday. So, and then I wasn't ever allowed to go outside and hang out with people, because they're always oh, just having friends are a distraction and it won't do you any good. And so I grew up not actually having a lot of friends, really close friends, because I was I did have friends from school, but I never really had close friends that I could just talk about to anything, because I don't think I could have ever made the connection with anybody to have a best friend that I could just talk about with anybody about anything. So I think that was really hard for me. So because it was hard for me to tell my parents about my friends too, because oftentimes when I was in high school or something, or in middle school, they always be oh, because you always just want to talk to your friends in class. Or when I was at my other high school, TAMS, they're all you do is probably go out and hang out with your friends and you're not studying hard enough. They will always find some way to use something valuable and vulnerable to me and use it against me for reasons why I wasn't doing well in school. And so because of that was one really big reason why I decided not to tell my parents about my boyfriend right now. I think another big factor of why I didn't tell my parents was not just because like they're strict, but it's also a little bit, a good chunk of it is on my part because I wasn't sure how to tell them because I was scared that they were going to like get mad or they'd be like break up with him, which is like you can't just like tell someone to like break up with them and then one day like all of a sudden like your feelings are going to be gone for that person. Like it doesn't work like that. And so I think I was just really afraid of that to like where I didn't want to go through like a situation like that. So I did tell my parents about my boyfriend at that time. Or like my boyfriend when I first started dating him. But I decided to tell my parents about my relationship right now because it is getting closer towards summer break and we are going to do long distance. And so I don't want to like keep hiding the fact that, oh, I have a boyfriend, where it's like it'd be pretty obvious to tell during summer break. And then like it's going to be so much worse and harder to explain if I get caught and I don't like tell them the truth right now, in my opinion. Because even though they're pretty like strict sometimes, although they've like been more on the lenient side yesterday, some days they can be really strict, but they definitely like it definitely works better when I tell my parents the truth compared to like when I don't tell them truth, obviously. And so that's why I want to tell them right now, because I also don't have like a lot of super big exams coming up until like next week. And so I want to like tell them and let them know like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm feeling. And then obviously I would like my parents to support my relationship, but as of right now I'm not really sure that they're going to be supporting me in my relationship. So when I told my parents that I was dating, like I said, they were very shocked because, or I don't know if I mentioned that they were shocked, but obviously they were very shocked because this is my first time telling them I have a boyfriend. And another reason why I told them is because I want to be like in a long-term relationship with this boyfriend. And like they didn't really know how to handle it because my sister, she's 4 years older than me, but she's never been in a relationship and she never had like any interest to like anyone because like they're just not her type really. And so like we don't really talk about how like, oh, there was a cute guy in my class or like something like that. Like we talk about like our friends and stuff like that, but we don't really talk about like, oh, there's this cute guy, like I'm going to try and pursue him or something like that, or like I'm going to try and like talk to him today. Like we don't, my family isn't that type of family that talks about those things. And so it was really hard for me to just like bring this up because it's just something that is not commonly talked about in my family. So after I told my parents, I could definitely tell that they were disappointed a little. It was more like shock and a little bit of disappointment and a lot of worrisome because they know that, like, I know they're worried that I have a boyfriend right now because I'm only in my first year of college and I still have like my goal occupation. I do want to go like med school, I do want to become a doctor, and that's just like going to be another minimum like 10 years of school, I think. And so I think because of that, they're very worried about me being in a relationship, and they think being in a relationship will affect the time that I have to study, and they rather like me, they specifically told me that they want me to date after I become a doctor, which in my brain is redonkulous because I am turning 20 this year. I'm currently 19, I'm about to turn 20, and obviously like I probably will want to like in 20 and then 10 years I'm going to be 30. They want me to have like my first relationship when I'm 30, and I don't understand that because I'm like almost an adult. I'm like, my feelings are being more mature than like if I was dating when I was a freshman in high school, not in college. And so I'm going to meet new people, I'm going to develop feelings, and I think my parents, because I am the youngest, they don't really see that as much, and they want me to be like forever like younger sibling, youngest child, young like baby me a lot. And they're starting to like maybe realize that I'm actually getting older, and I'm actually seeing the world and like feeling new feelings and understanding myself, and they don't want me to get lost on that track. I'm not really sure why they want me to date till like after I become a doctor, because I fully know doctors, like family and friends who have like dated while they were in like residency, while they're in med school, and some of them got married even like they've been dating for a while, but like they got married like after she got her like job. And I was like, I could do something like that, because the more I thought about it, at first when I was younger I was like, ooh, I do want to be single when I grow up, but now it's just like I don't really know if I want to be single anymore when I grow old, because then it means like I'm probably going to be on my deathbed alone in my own house, or like in a hospital, like with no one to care for me, because I won't have any a partner or any children of any sort. So I think the good part that happened with my parents about telling them that I was dating someone is, this is what my dad said, and I was really shocked because I genuinely thought my dad would be like a little bit, like a lot upset and really mad, and like was going to tell me, oh, I dropped some lotion, and was going to tell me to like break up. But he was like, I'm not going to tell you to break up, because I know even if I ask, it just doesn't work like that. And so even if it just doesn't work like that, even if like I ask you, you're going to still care about your your boyfriend. And so like I'd rather you just stay and break up with him, if that does happen naturally, than me saying break up with him right now and then you going behind my back and still seeing him. So I thought that was really like, I did not expect that kind of response from my dad, and so that was very touching to me, and very like emotionally, like it was just very emotional for me to hear, because that was a response that I wasn't expecting to hear. But both of my mom, she also had like a lot of concerns on like why I was dating this guy. Like, was it because I don't really have like a really big friend group. I have like a select few people that I like to hang out with, and so they're like, is it because like you don't have that many friends, so did you become like maybe dependent on this guy, or is this guy like, did he push you into liking him? Or she was just like worried that maybe my boyfriend isn't a good person, but I think he really is a good person. And then he's also worried, not he, and then my mom is also, she's worried about like obviously the whole entire school stuff, and like my parents know how emotional I can be, and so they're like, oh, if like he does something to you and then like you're so emotional that you can't do anything. But honestly, I think that is just like me having to try and better understand people's emotions, my emotions, and know how like control them instead of like letting them lash out more. So I think that is like even though like if my boyfriend did something to upset me, that is something that me and my boyfriend need to talk about, but it's also something that like I need to like work on, because it's my emotions. But other than that, I was very shocked to see like how okay they were about it. It was more of like they were upset that I didn't tell them, like, in the first place, like, when I started liking him, when this was happening, when that was happening, because they were like, we would have helped you make... Honestly, actually, I take that back. They said that, and that made me, like, really better until they were like, oh, we would have helped you to just stay friends. And I was like, you can't control my feelings for me to, like, maybe just stay friends. Like, what do you want me to do then? So they're honestly just like, oh, we wish you could have told us sooner about this when, like, maybe you first started liking him. And I was like, okay, yeah, I probably should, but I don't know if, like, because of that I was just not going to date him, or, like, because of what y'all say I'm just, like, going to, like, not like him or anything like that. So I thought that was I'm glad that my parents want me to, like, reach out to them first about things, but I didn't like how they said that, oh, we maybe, like, y'all could have just stayed friends if, like, you talked to us from the beginning. And so that was just, like, a little bit of, like, the toxicity in my family that they have, how they want to, like, maybe control every single bit of my relationship, which I don't particularly like, or just, like, any part of my life that they always want to control. But now that I've said that I'm dating to them, I feel like my relationship with my parents have definitely changed a bit, because it's just such a new topic that both of us are on. And I told them to just tell them, like, that I'm in a relationship, but I pray that they don't start telling me, like, how I should be in the relationship or what I should be doing, because, like, yeah, they may have some good insight, but it's also like, this is my relationship. Don't control me to give, like, fake energy or just, like, not real honesty or emotions towards my boyfriend. Like, I don't think that's a good thing to do as a parent to their child who's in a relationship. I also want to say that another big reason why I didn't tell my parents is because, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I've been talking for so long, is because that I know if I tell them, they'll try, like, use it against me with, like, grades and stuff, and then maybe tell me to break up because my grades are slipping so much. But I really hope none of that happens, and I just think I need to prove them wrong, that by saying that, by showing them that I can still be a good student like I've always been, even if I'm in a relationship. And so I think that's just, like, a big factor that my parents need to consider. And I think my parents also need to consider that I am growing up more now. I am going to be seeing the world and stuff, and I'm not going to be, like, their child forever. And so I hope for them, I think they do understand me in a sense, because I am a human, I am a person with emotions, which is good, but I also hope they understand that just because I'm in a relationship does not mean that I'm not prioritizing what I need to be prioritizing. So, yeah. Skincare, and honestly, I think that's probably going to be the rest of, like, this Get Ready With Me. This will just be, like, a skincare section, I guess, because I'm not really in the mood to, like, film anything more right now of, like, me getting ready, because I do just want to stay in my pajamas and just stay in my room right now. And so, yeah. Thank you for watching. I really hope if, like, you have maybe, like, I know I say, like, my parents are, like, the stereotype Asian households, but sometimes I do think that my parents might be lenient than like most Asian parents, and then sometimes they can be more strict based on what is happening. And so if you are in a strict Asian household, I really hope that like one day you can be honest about your parents even though there might be consequences, because after I told them about this, my like whole entire body felt so relieved, because I thought about like the future, and there are so many like things I can do if I like do good in school, maintain my relationship. I can be like, oh, I want to go on like a vacation with my boyfriend, can I come? Or like, my boyfriend's going on vacation, can I go with him? And or like something like that. And I just think that it's going to be a lot better that I can say stuff like that, and I can openly ask my parents, even though they'll probably say no, but it's worth giving it a shot. And so I hope that if like in any situation you are in, you are able to tell like your parents, whether they're strict or not, your parents about a little bit more of you, because it could be something that they're so invested in that they want to help you or they want to support you in, and even though they might not support you in or they might not like your decisions in this, they'll always be your parents and they will always have love for you, even though it might not be the most straightforward love that you see. Okay, because I'm done with my skincare, I'm going to put on some clothes. I'm a little bit like kind of embarrassed showing my face like this because of how puffy and like, I don't know, puffy it looks after from crying. So I feel low-key kind of ugly today, but I'm going to try wearing a cute fit. I just decided to wear this red cardigan top with just some black sweats. I just want to keep it nice and simple, but yeah. That's what I'm wearing today, but earlier, before like I got changed, I talked about how Asian parents, like, they show love in different forms, and obviously I think a lot of y'all know that it's because a lot of Asian like parents themselves didn't receive like the same affection, love that we expect. Like, they don't say I love you, or like they are not physically affectionate, and they show it through like other ways, like cooking, or like giving a lot, like a bowl of fruit while you're studying, or like, I don't know, there's just like a lot of different ways. But it's probably because like they never got that physical affection or like something that they want as a childhood, so they don't really know how to like give that feeling or that emotion back to us. And so I think that makes it really difficult for us to sometimes like understand our parents, because we want that love and sometimes they just don't know how to give that love to us. I also want to like mention out that all of this is like just my opinions and my experiences on what happened when I told my strict Asian parents that I have a boyfriend. But if you do decide to tell your parents, just be honest about it. It'll make you feel a whole lot better than like you think, because I thought I was going to feel really bad telling them, but I actually felt a lot better telling them about my emotions and how I was feeling. And yeah, I got a little bit of like nagging, some yelling, but that was expected. Like, I fully went into knowing what they were going to say and like what was going to happen in this conversation, and I was pretty right. And so just trust your gut, and even if it's like, oh, I know I need to tell them, but I don't know how to tell them, take your time to tell them. Like, it'll be okay. Please trust me, because I genuinely didn't think it was going to be okay for me either, but it turned out to be pretty okay. Okay, I think this concludes my Get Right With Me video because I don't really feel like doing makeup today and like, I don't know, I just don't feel like doing anything else. But yeah. Okay, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, the rest of the week, a good time, and I'll see you next time. Bye!